Let's go on a hike. Has the fear of being cliche or not being different enough crippled worship leaders, modern worship leaders today? And I think ultimately the answer to that question is possibly, and oftentimes probably. And I think I can say that because I think I have been in that place before where fear of not being different enough, or the fear of being cliche, scared me to death. I think because I want to be a creator, I want to create new things, I want to be artistic in my approach to the way that I lead worship, to the way that I approach my role. And so at times I've not done anything for fear of whatever it is I was doing or whatever obstacle I was trying to overcome, that my approach would be too cliche. As I mentioned, even starting this channel, I've been a huge fan of this platform of YouTube for a long time, and a huge fan of the channels that do similar things to what I do for a long time. But I really hesitated to start a YouTube channel because in my mind it was like, do we need another worship tech-oriented channel? And ultimately I just decided to go for it. And I think the main reason that I did is I think about Ecclesiastes 1:9, and Lyndsay and I were reading and listening to some of that sort of stuff this morning on our hike, and it says that there's nothing new under the sun. And I think there's kind of two sides of that passage. The first side is the dreary sort of thought that every day that's past is the same as every day that's to come, and that all that is all that there will be. And I think that there's even some really good that we can take from that idea, but the flip side of it is that we've been given by our Creator a palette of color and molecules and atoms to create new things. And while the things that we create may be new, the substance that they've been created from is the same as it was at the beginning of creation. And so for me, I think what would happen if we stopped allowing cliche and the fear of being cliche, or the fear of not being different enough, dictate how we approach our art and how we approach what we do day in and out. And I know for me, I'm making videos similar to some videos that have been really helpful for me, but maybe my approach is a little bit different. Maybe the way that I deliver the content that I'm working on is a little bit different. Maybe the way that I lead worship is a little bit unique from the worship leaders that are in every church on every street corner in the country that we live in. But I think ultimately the question that we were asking ourselves this morning is, what incredible things haven't happened because men and women are afraid that in doing those things and trying those things, they may be cliche, they may just be another version of the same thing that's happened again. And I think sadly the reality is a lot of incredible things have yet to happen because we let fear of being cliche dominate how we do things. So I want to encourage you all, whatever that thing is that you're passionate about doing, but you've yet to take the next step to do that thing because you're afraid that you'll just be another person doing that thing that you want to do, to stop thinking that way. I think we were all created in a really unique way with really unique perspectives on things. And so I want to encourage you to take a step, try that thing, whatever that thing is, and really with no expectation of what it would be or what it wouldn't be, but instead just with excitement to create something and do something new. And don't let the fear of being cliche or not being different enough cripple you from doing anything at all. For us, even taking this hike, there's some of this that we're talking about today wrapped up in that. Like for us, it's like, yeah, taking a hike on a beautiful Saturday morning is such an Instagram thing to do. You know what I mean? And so for us, would we just sit at home and not do anything because we are afraid that getting out into the wilderness and making a video like this would be too cliche? I think that's in me, and I know that Lyndsay has expressed that that's in her too, and we just don't want to live our lives that way. We want to be willing to do whatever it is that we feel like God's set before us to do, and whatever thing it is, like take a hike that pops in our mind, and not be crippled by the fear of what anyone else would think. See, I hope that there's hope in this idea for you, like there's been hope in this idea for Lyndsay and I, even just this morning. And I hope to continue making videos like this from time to time. Ultimately, the bulk of the content that I create on this channel will be very tech oriented, and with that church that doesn't have a whole lot of a budget and the team that doesn't have a whole lot of time in mind. So I hope you'll stick around. I hope you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.